Just want to show you a little something. Talked about the power rankings yesterday in the House. We still believe Republicans have the advantage here. We have them at 231. Now, that's not a solid number. It's just where we see the race right now. Could go as high as, well, 247 if you want to add in the toss-ups, up to plus 16. Or if Democrats throw a surprise here, it could go down below this number, the majority of 218. But why do we come out with this headline? In part because if you look at some of these House races, and believe me, we never talk about Rhode Island, right? It's rarely in the discussion when it comes to an election night. This is Congressional District 1 on the east. Newport's over here, Congressional District number 2. And this is where we find a huge surprise. There's a Republican by the name of Allan Fung. He's a former mayor in Cranston, New Hampshire. And why don't we talk about this? Because it's been a Democratic state for, a considerable amount of time. Joe Biden got almost 60% of the vote just 2 years ago. Okay, but now we look at the issues and we try to figure out what are people talking about in Rhode Island. Well, South Magaziner is the Democrat. There have been 2 polls in Rhode Island. One had the Democrat down 8 points. Another had the Democrat down 6 points. You average them together. Allan Fung has a 7-point lead in Rhode Island. This is a Democratic-leaning district, plus 17. It's not even close when you look at the political composition here. And cost of living has shown up at 42% for the top concerns for those who live in Rhode Island District 2. And Allan Fung is going after that. He put out this ad just a few days ago.
Allan and his team discuss his next commercial on his energy plan.
Let's just go ask the people.
Talk to me about your plan to use renewable energy.
No. Tell them about your plan to lower gas prices.
No. Tell them how your plan brings down our heating bill.
Well, energy is among the issues Allan Fung is focused on as he tries to flip Rhode Island's District 2 House seat. He joins us now. You have a durable lead, Mayor Fung. You have outspent your opponent by over $1 million, which means you've got some backing and some grassroots support, but also the Republican Party thinks that you can win this race. What do you feel this morning?
Hey, good morning, Dana and Bill. Yes, we will win this race, and we will make history and bring back a Republican voice, not just in Rhode Island, but a Republican voice in all of New England, where there's not a single one of us in the House right now. I'm excited for this opportunity. As you saw from my commercial, I'm talking about the issues that are on people's minds at their doors, at fairs and festivals, and it's this cost of living crisis, particularly the energy crisis that we're facing up in New England, all across the country, because of these failed Democratic policies by President Biden and this Congress led by Speaker Nancy Pelosi. We have to turn it around, and we will turn it around in 27 more days. It's exciting. I'm having fun on the campaign trail, talking about the issues. You saw the release about my energy plan, but it's also about safe communities, and people can find out more as we roll them out on fungforri.com.
Oh, okay. So, look, you're up against it, right? You know that. There are many more Democrats who live in your district than Republicans. But Rhode Island closes early in the night. If you were to win, you're like the canary in the coal mine, because you're going to forecast what's happening in many districts across the country. I'm sure you see it that way. But what would explain why you would be able to have a fighting chance in a district where Republicans haven't won in years?
I'm excited because, my opponent isn't talking about what's his plans to tackle this cost of living crisis, whereas I am. I've got a plan to battle inflation, drive it down. I've got a plan for energy. I've got a plan to make sure our communities are safe. My Democratic opponent's just talking about these cookie cutter issues, trying to scare people about, taking away Social Security. I've got a mother that's on Social Security, retired. I know and can empathize what, people like her and millions of other families, fathers and daughters, fathers and mothers, as well as grandparents are going through every single day. And this is why, we're talking about not just what I did to turn our state's second largest city around. People know my track record of taking a city that was in the red and making it one of the best cities to live. People know that I'm focused on them and what we need to do to turn not only the district around, but our state and our country around and make us energy independent again. Focus on the economy, do what's right to drive down this inflation, and make sure that we're safe in our home. That was my track record as mayor, and that's what I want to do down in Washington, D.C., bringing common sense solutions to all of us and fix this economy.
Chris Christie, the former governor of New Jersey and a presidential candidate himself, he campaigned with you yesterday, and he said this to Fox News, that as a blue state governor, I can relate to the idea that you need to work with everybody. You need to listen to all voices and try to bring people together. He says that's what you do. Interesting, though, you talked about home. Let's talk about your home. I believe it's your wife that has actually already made history in politics in your state. Tell us about her.
Yeah, I'm very proud of my wife. First time in 114 years, last election cycle, she took out the Democratic Speaker of the House. So, you know, we met because of politics, because both of us were delegates back in 2012, met down in Tampa, Florida, got married. But we're both sharing, you know, she's doing a lot of wonderful things, fighting for us up at that state house, being, solid Republican voice up there, providing a counterbalance to this overspending. And that's what I hope to do down in Washington, D.C. We're a great team, working together. Hopefully both of us are making history.
Yeah, well, she did. She took out the first person in 114 years to defeat an incumbent speaker in the chamber. So you've got a formidable household. We look forward to watching you on election night, and please stay in touch.
So,
thank you.
Just polls close at 8 o'clock, right, in Rhode Island?
Yes, they do. In 27 more days, we're going to work hard and run through that finish line.
Do they count fast or slow?
We're going to have to count those mail ballots and early voting votes, too, which we're out there working hard to make sure that we're going to be in this game all the way through.
Alan, basically, he's trying to plan what his night is going to be like at the board. So that's what you're on the hook for letting us know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.